Welcome into the Columbia Playfields at nearby Richland High School as we're ready for some MCC softball, the Hanford Falcons, and the Richland Bombers. I'm Kevin Rantz alongside Will Gately. And Will, this intra-city rivalry is always intense, but they're both undefeated right now in league play, looking like the favorites to win the MCC. That just ratchets it up even higher.
Oh, man, the intensity is going to be off the charts in this game. It's always a great rivalry between these two schools, but coming in undefeated and coming in with the two players that we've got to watch, it's going to be a battle out there on the diamond today.
Speaking of those players to watch for the Hanford Falcons, we head out to second base, and Haley Velasco.
Haley Velasco's batting .541 average. What an awesome hitter. She's a great leader on the team. The team was talking to me earlier about the fact that she's an on-field leader and an off-the-field leader. She does a lot of things in the community, and she helps her team out greatly.
Meanwhile, for the Richland Bombers, we head out to the left field and Sophia Sams.
Sophia Sams, the Sams family, long tradition here. Sandy, all of them have been through here. They've been in the community a long time. She comes from a great family. She's also batting .550 as an average, so they're right there close to each other, but she's got a stick on her. She can hit the ball hard, but she's also a very quick and deceptive outfielder.
And the defending MCC Player of the Year. When we come back, it'll be first pitch. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Here at Columbia Playfields, where the Hanford Falcons up first. El Cordero steps into the box, 3-1 the count. Haley Velasco singled to start things off. She's over at first base. So already underway, and we have a full count now on Cordero. Two teams enter this one undefeated in MCC play. The winner means after today there will be one left, and they will be atop the league. And 3 full games clear, I believe, of Chiawana for third place. That'll be. Now it's full. Pitch to Cordero, foul down the first base line. Now we got Will Gately back.
I'm back.
Back again. Line and the 3-2 to Cordero. Outside, ball full. So first two batters on base for Hanford. I was asking the Hanford coaching staff if they remember the last time that they beat Richland, and they were thinking like 2002 or something like that, back when the schools were 2A and 3A. Yeah. So,
been a while ago.
So Kenzie Hofstad, the leading hitter, and thump in this Hanford lineup, fouls that one away. Both teams made the state playoffs last year. Both teams lost in upsets in the first round. Hanford would bounce back and win the first consolation game before losing the second. Richland would lose the first consolation game, and just in absolute surprising fashion, be 2 and done.
Definitely did not imagine that one coming on for them to be out so early last year.
Both were high seeds, both playing low double-digit seeds and being upset. Well, the pitch by Allie Evans. Just a bit off. Ball one.
Freshman slinger out there for the Bombers. Quite a bit of confidence in her to put her in a division-leading game, starting out as a pitcher.
These two meet again 1 week from tomorrow. That one at Hanford. The ground ball right to third. To Hutch in the bag. Throws to first in time. Double play. Nice job there by Jordan. Jacob is the football player.
Nice job there. Quite the utility player for the Bombers. You can put her about anywhere. She's got a glove that can work magic.
Ava Mormon, catcher for Hanford, steps to the dish. Runner on second, 2 away. Strike one.
Nice inside pitch there by Evans. Got the inside of that plate.
Well, after the rain yesterday, not only overnight last night in the overnight Sunday night into Monday, which kind of already was going to put us in trouble for the TCPLC game. So that ground's a short and will be up. That ends the first. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the first when we come back. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Heading into the bottom of the first, no score. Hanford's Heidi Sweet on the mound, 3-0 on the season, 2.10 ERA, 25 strikeouts to just 4 walks. And sister to Kara Sweet, who was pitcher of the year last year in the MCC and helped that Hanford team get back to the state playoffs.
Hanford started out the top of the first pretty strong, got the first 2 batters on base, and the Bombers were able to come back quickly as Brandon got that double play, and here we are.
So Peyton Chacon will lead things off for the Bombers. Chacon hitting .478 on the season. Popped up and off the back screen. 0-1.
We got to be careful here, Kevin. I don't know if you noticed that fence kind of tweaked in there. We might take one off the noggin if we're not careful.
That's on your side. I got a big old pole in my way, so I'm good to go.
So you'll dive and save me. I appreciate that.
Yep. You'll see how good a hands I still have at 48. Line drive down the third base line, but foul, so that'd be 0-2. As I was saying before the break, it does look like we're starting with some cloudy weather. I do not think it looks like there's going to be any significant amounts of rain that would potentially call this game off, unlike yesterday where we had the overnight rain, which got the fields all muddy and everything. And then it just had that thunderstorm and then random middle thunderstorm in the middle of the day. So that one fouled off. So I think we're going to be okay for that perspective. And you can see some blue sky around.
Yeah, the sprinkling on the way down here. I thought, uh-oh.
0-2. Low and outside. Ball 1.
One thing about the weather down here, if you don't like it now, just wait 5 minutes. It'll change.
Exactly. Especially in the spring. Ground ball at the second. Initially dropped, and that'll be enough to get on board.
The senior's got some wheels.
Yeah, you have to be perfect, especially with the left-hander jumping out of the box. She's already going to be a little bit further along, and she is very quick, so any little bobble and you're going to be in trouble. You also have to watch for her on the base paths. As Jordan Brandon, and there goes Chacon, throw to second, safe.
Nice job by one of Tri-City's finest, Jeremy Kinsey, as you watch it here. Fire down to second. Got there right before the tag.
And get that corner of the base. That's a great slide to get that corner of the base. 2-0 now the count on Brandon.
I want to thank the Tri-Cities Softball Association, Jim Ryder and company. Mike Brown behind the dish, Jeremy Kinsey on the field today.
Jordan Brandon, .524 average, 2 home runs to lead the Richland Bombers this year. Popped up off the foul, the fencing in front of us. There is a small, slight window where if it's hit perfectly, it could potentially come down, and we'd have to make a play. It's just unlikely. 2 on the count. Pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. Looks like it's going to be foul. It is, and we'll just fall into the grass for strike 2. 2-2 now the count.
Just enough wind to knock these white petals all over the place.
Yeah, whatever is in bloom. Two the count. Runner on second, nobody out. Ground ball to third. Off of the ankle, and that's going to send Chacon's going to try to score. She'll come in easily. Peyton Chacon comes around. And speed kills on that one.
Getting dirty already at the bottom of the first.
So Falcons need to clean things up a little bit here defensively, as that brings up Sophia Sams. Sams hitting .550 on the year. So there's no breaks in this lineup. So Brandon starts at first, takes off, throw to second. They're going to call her safe.
Yeah, lost it there at the end. Good patience as you watch it here. Nice throw by the catcher.
Here I'm on. Going to get be very busy today. So runner on second, nobody out. The 0-1, fly ball left field. Or making the catch is Whitish. That'll be the first out. Bring up Brooklyn Boyce, your cleanup hitter. Boyce hitting .400 on the season with 3 homers. Tied for the team league in 13 RBI, or team lead in 13 RBIs.
5 seniors for the Bombers and only 2 for the Hanford Falcons.
Pitch. Up and in, ball 1.
I like that rise ball selection. See what she's going to go chase. Good discipline there by Boyce.
When you look at that kind of the pitching, the pitch sort of location order, oftentimes you go up high to go down low the next one.
Yep.
So you try to change eye level if they get a foul on that. 1-1 the count. Jordan Brandon on second. Richland on the board first. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. A little bit low, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Richland a 4-0 in league play on the season, 7-0 overall. That popped up right, but Marmon makes on a nice little catch.
Very nice job there by Marmon.
And after the first 2 batters get on base, and we're on score and scores. Hanford 1 out away from getting out of this with relatively little trouble. Allie Evans, the pitcher, steps in. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Marmon did a great job of chasing that one off the bat.
Well, and keeping balance. That's the nice thing, too, is that, you know, when you're trying to turn and start to run it in quick succession while you've got a bunch of gear on. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Gonna throw back to second and just Jordan Brandon know that they're thinking about her.
I like that look. Keep them honest.
0-2 the count. Sweet. It's a pitch he likes. Up and away. 1-2. Hanford Falcons on the road blacks with the having amazing uniform look as that ground ball goes to third. Now they've got Brandon caught up. If they saw it, they did not. Safe over at first is Allie Evans.
Brandon was a long ways off second base. So I thought, uh-oh.
And now with Allie Evans as a pitcher, they will go ahead and pitch run, courtesy runner for her. That'll be Riley Atwood.
Pitch runner at first base is number 15, Riley Atwood. Now batting the first baseman, number
Still 1 out from getting out of this with only giving up 1 run is Hanford. Richland, though, 2 on now. Opportunity to start to expand. That'll bring up Emily Moore. Moore, 476 is all very high averages as they go down the list.
Yeah, they are a very good hitting ball club. Traditionally, they're pretty well.
Yep. Well, I believe it was RPI this morning on softball that I was looking at that Richland was number 1. So, certainly worthy. They've earned it. That ball low, ball 2. On deck, the catcher Haley Spaeth. Richland under the tutelage and eye of Joel Evans, his first season as the Richland Bombers head coach. Of course, the legendary Casey Emery, many, many years.
Casey did a great job with this program for years and years. Now we just got to get him out to umpire.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't think that's happening.
2-1 the count. 2-1. Fly ball center field. On her horse, not able to get it. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. As Brandon comes in, here comes Atwood. She's going to score. And Emily Moore knocks into the double.
That ball had some great lift right off the end of the bat there.
Got over the head of Moss, Brooklyn Moss.
Marmon going to take an opportunity to go out and talk to her pitcher. But, boy, that was just a beautiful shot. Up and over and enough wind. The wind has been changing a little bit of directions as we're watching the flag out there. And just enough to get over center fielder's head.
Yeah, wind blowing straight out to center field right now. As Haley Spades will step in. Pitch. Inside ball one. Spades. Not a great average for her, but that's a swing and a miss. But an absolute stalwart behind the dish for Richland. They lead 3-0 here in the first. Popped up. Opportunity, Jimenez underneath it. And can't hold on. So Spaeth gets aboard on an error.
Evans yelling over there, stay, stay. She was headed to the dugout. She thought for sure that was a catch, but probably going to have a courtesy runner for her now.
Yep, as the catcher, so get someone out there to run. That'll be Abby Gavin. So stepping up to the dish, Adeline Etzel. So Addie comes in. Struggling a little bit, hitting just 125 on the season.
It's kind of nice for Richland. They've got 4 pitchers on the roster.
First pitch to Etzel, strike one. We'll see if Joel Evans decides he wants to try to do the old double steal. Send the runner from first, see if he can steal a run at home. Get the defense a little out of sorts. The 0-1. Low, ball one. Abby Gavin over at first. Emily Moore over at third.
You got to think they're going to send Gavin on this one.
At some point, you would think. Fly ball, that'll get out of play to right field on the first base line. So 1-2 the count. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they didn't try something.
Yeah.
In high school baseball, sometimes it's the very first pitch of the at-bat. They're like, all right, let's see if we can do this.
Don't let them get comfortable.
1-2 the count. Heidi Sweet trying to get out of the first. Up and away. Ball 2. Count even at 2 for Adeline Etzel. A pitch. Swing and miss. Finally out of the inning, Hanford, but not before they gave up 3. We head to the top of the second. It's Richland 3, Hanford nothing. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Heading to the top of the second, Audrey Roberts, Nev Jimenez, and Jaden Owens up for the Hanford Falcons. Roberts batting .400 on the season. As Roberts, the designated player, steps in against Allie Evans. Pitch, strike one.
Beautiful way to start that one out for Evans. Right down the middle.
Roberts, the junior. The wind in the 0-1. Did she go? No. Thought about it. Watched the ball disappear out of the strike zone. Was able to hold up.
She was close, but not quite.
So 1-1 the count now. The line. Pitch from Evans. That's hits the outside corner, strike 2.
Beautiful pitch on the outside corner there.
Evans winds, deals 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the night or day or evening for Allie Evans.
Beautiful ball placement on that one, low outside. Got the batter to chase it.
Nev Jimenez hitting 450 up to the dish. She has 1 home run on the season. First pitch low and away. One up, one down for Hanford. They trail 3-0 here, top of the second. Lefty Evans winds, deals, swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Wine, the 1-1. Little liner off the first baseman's glove, and it'll go for a base hit. Emily Moore not able to collect it. Outreached as far as she could go, but Jimenez gets on base. I'm going to call it a single.
Yeah, the ball was hard hit.
Yep. Moore was trying.
Yeah, wasn't for lack of effort, that's for sure.
So Jimenez, who's 2 for 3 on stealing bases, out at first base now. As it'll be Jaden Owens coming up to the dish. He's hitting 250 on the season, a couple of doubles. Pitch. Outside, ball 1. On deck is pitcher Heidi Sweet. All right, the 1-0 by Evans. Owens shows bunt, can't get to it. And Jimenez goes to second. And Joel Evans is wondering if there was a foul tip on that one. The umpire says no.
Well, then he was also questioned if the batter was in the way, but the batter has the right to be there. She didn't move, just stood there.
So Jimenez will get down to second base. So with 1 out, runner on second, runner in scoring position. 1-1 the count now on Jaden Owens. Opportunity here for the Falcons to try to respond after that 3-run inning. Swing and a miss. Got her chasing outside. 1-2. Owens stepping in. As Evans winds the 1-2. Fouled. 5-hole of Haley Spade. So it remains 1-2. Hanford Falcon bench trying to get loud, but a swing and a miss by Owens. Second K of the inning for Allie Evans. So Heidi Sweet will step to the dish. She is hitting .417 on the season. So 2 away. Runner on second. Swing and a miss by Sweet. And that's a corner, strike 2.
Beautiful placement right there.
Our former sports reporter David Graff did a fun story on Heidi and her sister Kara last year in the Hanford program as they were building up to having a really, really good season. As she strikes out. 3 strikeouts here in the second. No runs. Take a timeout. Be back for the bottom of the second. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Julie Suarez leading things off for the Richland Bombers here in the second. First pitch up high, ball one. There goes Suarez, then top of the order with Peyton Chacon and Jordan Brandon. Line by Sweet in the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Suarez, a senior on this Richland squad.
I was looking at that name going, how in the world do you say that? And with my last name, I can't believe I actually couldn't pronounce it.
This is the fortune I've had of being around the Richland softball program, at least for a couple years now. Is that Julie's been on varsity, I think, the 3 years that I've been around that program, so. And she had, if I remember correctly, one of the years she was a bench player for the basketball team, too.
All right.
2-2 the count on Suarez. Swing and a miss. 2 straight strikeouts now for Heidi Sweet. She'll face Peyton Chacon, who got on board on an error, stole a base, and then eventually came around to score one of 3 runs in that first inning for the Bombers. 8 batters came to the plate for the green and white, as I'm feeling some sprinkles now. First pitch a strike. I do have an umbrella just in case. The 0-1. Foul away. So 0-2 now the count.
Yeah, those clouds kind of snuck in on us. We were seeing some blue sky.
All depends on which way the wind's blowing. And if you look at the white petals on the field, they're almost swirling, so that doesn't help at all. Pitch outside on Chacon. One and 2 the count on Peyton Chacon. 1 out. Hanford trying to have a cleaner second inning after that difficult first. Pitch to Chacon. Fouled away.
A lot of lefty hitters on this Bomber squad.
And as we saw with Peyton Chacon, she's got some wheels too, so you have to absolutely be perfect. 1-2. Ground ball to first. Right there's Owens. Steps on the bag.
She's only about 2 steps off, even though Owens is right there for that one.
That really was a room service ground ball to first base.
Yeah.
And Chacon was still not terribly far off. To bring up Jordan Brandon, she got on board on an error. Scored in the first. Also had a stolen base.
She hit from the left side last time.
She's going to bunt now, Owens. And there was some confusion there between Sweet and Owens. So Brandon will get aboard on the bunt single. Now bringing up Sophia Sams. Sophia playing left field tonight. This outfield pretty familiar to me. Chacon in center, Sams in left. As Brandon goes to second. It looks like she's going to be safe, and she gets the stolen base, second of the game. And Brandon, that's her 9th stolen base of the season. So she's averaging at least 1 a game. A 1-0 to Sams.
I like how aggressive Evans is on the base running. That's the 3rd steal of the game so far already.
Make the other team make a play.
Yeah.
It's a sound strategy at the high school level. 3-0 now the count.
Just missed that one outside.
You see the stolen base right here. A little bit late.
Great job of grabbing hold of that bag.
There's our first strike. So 3-1 to Sams.
Sam thought that one was coming inside, and so she stood up, and then she said, crud.
Or she was never going to swing at it in the first place because it was 3-0. The 3-1. Line drive center field. That's going to get to a base hit. So Brandon will come around to score. And Moss will get it in, but not before a run scores.
Brandon, lightning fast. Definitely some speed on this Bomber squad.
So an RBI single for Richland makes it 4-0. The first two batters of the inning get out. Then a single, a stolen base, and another single. They'll bring up Brooklyn Boyce. Fouls the first one away. These two met last year. Richland winning both, 5-4 in April 23rd and 6-3 on April 30th. There's a strike two.
Seems like every time I see these teams play, it's a pretty close matchup. A little fire in the bellies between the two of them as well.
Absolutely. The 0-2. Ground ball to third. Jimenez picks it up, throws to first. A little wild. Boyce and Owens collide. Boyce is going to try to go to second. And the ball comes loose. So Sam's a roll over to third. Brooklyn Boyce. And now we're going to have a quick conversation with Hanford coach Mick Hawkinson. Oh, I think Hawkinson trying to hope that it was a foul ball, perhaps. Because Jimenez was right there on the line. It was going to be close. So the ball, fair. That'll bring up Allie Evans. Runners on second and third. And after what looked like it was going to be a potentially quiet inning for Hanford pitcher Heidi Sweet, she's now got two runners in scoring position, having given up one already. Fouled off. Strike one. Sam's at third. Boyce at second for Richland. Allen, just a freshman for this Bomber squad. Fouls that one. Dancing on her feet over there is Emily Moore. And that'll be a strike two.
I don't think I've ever seen Emily spelt that way before.
You know, I've seen so many different spellings of names that you would not have seen all that variety before. Center, left center field on a horse. Mox gets over there and makes the catch to end the inning. So one run for Richland, but they lead 4-0. Top of the third is next. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Top of the third we go. Richland 4, Hanford 0. Brooklyn Moss leading things off for the Falcons. Then we head back to the top of the order with Haley Velasco and El Cordero. Brooklyn Moss checking in 474 on the season with a couple of doubles. Hanford still trying to solve Allie Evans in the circle. First pitch, a strike.
Nice pitch right down the middle. Six sophomores on this Falcon squad.
The 0-1. Ground ball picked up at third. Throw. Brandon guns Bruss out at first. One up, one away. So back to the top of the order for the Hanford Falcons. Haley Velasco singled in the first before she was forced out at third at the start of a double play. Pitch to Velasco. First pitch strike. Velasco, second leading hitter coming into this game for the Hanford Falcons. No extra base hits though, mostly that slap. Swing and a miss there, strike two.
Evans really thrown a heck of a game so far, especially as a freshman. Stepping into the big leagues.
Ground ball up the middle off of Evans' glove to Boyce, who can't hit the throw in time.
Nice job by Moore getting that ball off the dirt. That could have been a real trouble ball for him.
So Velasco will go 2 for 2. Another infield single. A little slapper right off the glove of Evans. Boyce trying to do what she could, and Moore keeping on her feet. That'll bring up El Cordero. Inside, ball 1 for the lefty. Seems like baseball likes to lead into handedness, so lefty pitchers are generally better against lefty hitters. Right-handed pitchers better against right-handed hitters. So that's strike 1. Your daughter's played a lot of and high-level softball, I might add, over her life. Have you seen that kind of play out in softball as well?
Yeah, you really do. It's especially more as of late.
Swing and a miss by Cordero. 1-2 the count. Cordero walked in the first. Was left aboard on second. And then inning ended.
Nice thing about softball versus baseball, is especially as a coach, is you don't have to worry about the number of pitches thrown and the number of days between games. So
yeah. Low and away, ball 2. Well, that's a nice thing, is that softball uses the natural motion of the arm. The throw is where baseball, you're throwing kind of against what the body is wanting to do. Which is why you see so many shoulder injuries. Strike 3.
And as
swing and a miss.
Many games as these young kids are playing now versus back in the day when we were playing. They're playing about 3 times the amount of games in a year than we ever did.
Kenzie Hofstad to the dish, leading hitter for the Hanford Falcons team. Pitch, low, ball 1.
I say we take the month of July and just have them buck hay bales the entire month. Strengthen them up, get them ready.
Well, I'm sure we could find some farmers that would need them hay bales bucked. I don't particularly have any within my realm.
I might know a couple.
Swing and a miss. Took a little something off of that one. Pulled the string, as they say.
Yep. Nice little changeup.
Let's see, Hofstad just out in front. 1-1. Then you go rise ball with the heater.
That ball is nice.
The changeup, you get them diving, it's out low, and they're already. Then you throw your heat rise ball, and it's boom. It's a hard combination to deal with. A little outside, ball 2.
Just missed outside on that one. It was a nice spot. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, when you get your eyes traveling that low pitch, off speed, and then bringing that rise ball right back, that's got to be good at tracking.
2-2. Ground ball, up the middle base hit for Hofstad. So 2 on now for the Falcons. A runner in scoring position.
Replay here of the first inning when they had 2 runners on with 2 outs.
I bring up Ava Marmon. Grounded out to short in that first.
One of the few seniors on the Falcons squad.
Big opportunity for an RBI here. If she can connect with one, get it down. Get a base hit.
Just high on that one.
I'll bring up ball 1. One and on the count. The pitch. That one in there. Strike. 1-1 the count.
I'm extremely impressed with the poise that Evans has as a freshman pitcher in the MCC.
And that's fouled off the first base side. 1-2 the count.
She's got a good variety of pitches. Good off speed.
The 1-2. Outside. On deck is Audrey Roberts, the DP in this one, for at least for Hanford. 2-2. Ground ball right back to Evans. Throws over to first. That'll end the inning. No runs on 2 hits and 2 left on. Be back at the bottom of the third when we come back. You're watching high school softball on SWX. To the bottom of the third for Richland, it'll be Emily Moore, Haley Spaeth, and Adeline Etzel for the home squad.
Uh-oh. Feeling a little bit of moisture.
And a sprinkle earlier kind of calmed down a little bit. And there's still some dark clouds over us. The lighter clouds and the blue sky are all off to the west, or off to the east. Sorry, as that ball floated down the third baseline, but just foul enough. It's only strike 1.
Just finding out that Ava Marmon committed to a Baker University.
Oh yeah, an NAIA school in Kansas. Gonna go play softball for them. The big, huge thanks to both Mick Hawkinson and Joel Evans, who I emailed them and said I would like some information on your teams, and they were like, "Here you go." I was incredibly thankful for all of that they could provide.
Marmon was 4-year varsity starter for the Eagles. Or Falcons, sorry.
What school do you think this is?
Yeah, I was thinking Connell for some reason.
I mean, I know they're both birds. But jeez.
It was close. I mean, aren't they friends? They're relatives somehow.
0-2 the count on Moore. She doubled and knocked in 2 in the first. Outside ball 1.
It is nice to see both high school coaches wanting to get information on their players out there.
1-2 the count. The leadoff hitter here in the third, Emily Moore. Sun's starting to peek his way out. Is that ball fouled? It's going to be close. Just hits the top of the fence. But now the sun is out, so it continues to be April in Eastern Washington.
Yes. You just never know. A hop, skip, and a jump away from weather change.
1-2 the count. On Moore. Pitch, swing and a miss. Changeup gets her going. First out. Strikeout by Heidi Sweet. That'll bring up Haley Spaeth. She got on board on an error in the first. First pitch from Sweet. Swing and a miss. One up. A rise ball action there. 0-1 the count. Pitch from Sweet. Strike 2.
Nice. Very nice pitch there. So Kara sister playing D1 softball at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut.
Yeah, Kara's a really excellent player for the Hanford team last year and pitcher of the year in the MCC. The big reason why this program has really been turned around under Mick Hawkinson. Pitch, swing and a miss. Marmont picks it up, throws to first. So it's a strikeout and a 2-3 put out. So 2 up, 2 down now for Richland. And that'll be the 4th K for Heidi Sweet. And Addie Etzel steps to the dish. Addie struck out in the first. So 2 away here in the third. Strike 1 on the first pitch. You can see a little bit of raindrops here and there from our first base camera. But it's not particularly difficult as that fly ball to left field. Underneath it, going to make the catch. It'll be Whitish, and that'll end the inning. Three up, three down for Richland. We tied to the top of the fourth. It's Bombers 4, Falcons nothing. You're watching high school softball on SWX.
Hey DQ fans, download the DQ app now to explore the menu, order ahead with a few clicks, and save with weekly deals. Plus earn points when you scan your phone at the register to get even more deals. Find your favorite DQ location and start ordering delicious eats and treats today. Only at DQ, where happy tastes good.
Audrey Roberts leading things off for the Hanford Falcons. Struck out in the second inning in her only at bat so far. Swing and a miss there. It'll be Roberts, followed by Nev Jimenez, then Jaden Owens. Anybody gets on base from there? Heidi Sweet. Batting cleanup in the inning. The 0-1. Outside. Count even at 1. So we hit the top of the fourth. 4-0 Richland. They scored 3 unearned runs in the first. Low ball 2.
She likes that outside pitch. The first time up, they were throwing to that outside corner, and she had a couple of check swings.
Well, and right now, first, second, and right field all have thrown the sunglasses on as the sun is out and in their eyes, as that's ball 3. In fact, when they were warming up, Emily Moore had to stop for a second because her sunglasses were on top of her head, but all of a sudden she had a hard time seeing the ball. Swing and a foul tip, strike 2. Of course, now it goes away. Blocked behind some clouds.
Just teasing us.
No ball 4. So Roberts will walk. Now to bring up Nev Jimenez. From that home plate, you can see they're going to have, they're going to see a designated runner. That'd be Ava Whitish. And that's because she's the left fielder and who the designated player is hitting for. So, but from the home plate dish, you can sort of see what the clouds look like over the Catholic building, the Catholic hospital, which is about a half mile out behind center field. So Whitish over at first. Jimenez shows bunt. They're going to run, and somehow Whitish able to get around it.
That was a beautiful throw by the catcher.
I don't know. So Joel Evans is going to call a timeout, and he's going to go have a conversation because second baseman Julia Suarezig, actually, I'm sorry, it was a shortstop, Brooklyn Boys. Said, I totally touched her.
It was close. I mean, I think that she got outside of it. Might be trying to figure out if she got outside of the base path, but Kinsey was right there. His nose was right in the middle of it. It's a tough one to not be able to see.
There's the throw.
Yep, just missed her. Good call.
So, stolen base for Ava Whitish.
Him and I must go to the same eye doctor.
I think that's not a great endorsement, or depending on the team that you're rooting for right now. That's the ball too. Either way, a break for Hanford, so now a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Nev Jimenez, who singled in the first on a or singled in the second on a bunt. Strike called, 2-1. So Allie Evans, as Joel Evans going to call a timeout. He wanders out, has a quick conversation. Meanwhile, Jimenez and Whitish will go over and talk to Mick Hawkinson over by third base.
Definitely not like it's something that that Allie's throwing there. Joel been around the game for a long time.
And this could be something as simple as, hey, you know, we focus on the batter. You know, don't worry too much about what's going on behind you. You know, this is also a situation where this part of the order, Allie Evans struck out 3 of the 4 batters in that second inning.
Right.
It was only Jimenez's infield single that blemished an otherwise perfect inning. 2-1 the count. Jimenez steps in. Pitch by Evans, fouled off. I think that's an out in Savannah banana ball.
Yeah, that's.
I think
I watched a little bit of that. That's kind of funny.
Anything off of anything, it feels like anything that's caught is an out. 2-2.
I so want to be able to come out from behind the dish and be able to dance like umpires.
Yeah. The problem is can you dance like this?
Well, let's not talk about that. It's the thought that counts, right?
3-2 the count on Jimenez. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Reynolds running to first, thrown out, but the runner will move on over to third, so Whitish over to third. No, 90, well not 90, it's what's softball?
60.
60 feet from home for Jaden Owens. Owens, 5 RBI on the season. As Richland steps in the infield, so they're all up close. First pitch outside.
It's a good miss there.
Owen struck out in the second. Pitch showing bunt. Doesn't get it, so that'll even the count at 1 apiece. Always fun to be at a softball game because every player's got kind of their own round of cheers specific to them. Swing and a miss, strike 2. For Jaden Owens, it's Jade money. Evans looks in. The 1-2. Fouled off. Count remains as the sun back out again. I think you made the joke earlier, but certainly today seems to be the case of if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Right.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 2 down now for Heidi Sweet. She also struck out that one in the second. Opportunity to help herself out, though.
Beautiful with her eyes there.
And such velocity on it, too. First pitch, low and away. Sweet struck out on 3 pitches in that second inning, so. But gets it, she can, the base hit here, she starts to help herself out, get the offense back going a little bit. That ball fouled up. The thing for Hanford, you're still, given the right circumstances, 1 swing of the bat away from tying this game.
Yeah, you can't ever count Hanford out of it. They find a way to battle.
1-1 to Sweet. Evans kicks and delivers. Foul ball.
Spade taking one off the top of the helmet there. She's done a great job behind the dish tonight for the Bombers.
When I first started learning about baseball, I had a book that my parents had bought me, and in the book they talked about catcher's gear being the tools of ignorance. And I always thought that has always stuck with me. That made me laugh. A Sweet swing. Fouled and caught at home plate, so 3 strikeouts in a row to end that one for Allie Evans. We head to the bottom of the 4th. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Julia Suarezig will lead things off for the Richland Bombers here in the 4th. They lead 4-0. Suarezig struck out in the second. Then we go back to the top of the order. Peyton Chacon and Jordan Brandon as Suarezig lines the base hit into left field. First pitch swinging, just serves it out.
She was slapping the last time at bat, and this time she stood in there, sent one opposite.
Going to bring up Peyton Chacon. She got on base with an error, scored in the first, and then grounded out. Well, 3 unassisted to Jaden Owens. So Ressick at first. Bunt, caught at third. Can they get their double play? They do. Nice play, Nev Jimenez. As Swaresic doubled up at first.
I like the thought process behind what they were doing there, but the bat just got under it.
Yeah. And now there, Swaresic, Joel Evans, and Peyton Chacon all standing over there having a conversation, looking at the play call sheet and going, what happened?
I didn't call a bunt on that. What are we doing?
What was going on?
Do you both have the same wristbands?
They'll bring up Jordan Brandon.
If you're the runner on first, though, you see a bunt going down, you know you're gone.
Yeah. And you're right. If the bunt had been on the ground, it's a much different story. But it was a high pitch. He got the bunt up in the air. And as Brandon drills one out to center field, that one is deep and gone. Jordan Brandon to the deepest part of the ballpark hits one out.
That makes the last misunderstanding sting a little more. That could have been 3 runs crossing the plate.
Or at the very least 2, Brandon. That is her 3rd home run of the year, tying her for the team league with Brooklyn Boyce.
Nice shot here. Put right over the plate, and she just hit the sweet spot.
Yeah, Moss chasing back as far as she could, but running out of space.
Those people tucked into the fence out there, it's like they were used to it. They didn't even move.
Sophia Sams now up. And she'll drill one into left center field. Moss over there can't get to it. Gets to the fence. Sams will roll into second base with a double. And she'll hold up right there. Sams now has singled and doubled in a 2-for-3 day.
The sun comes out and the bats warm up for the Bombers.
That'll bring up Brooklyn Boyce. She's 0 for 2, but she did get on base with an error in the second inning. So 2 outs, runner on second, 5-0, the new Richland lead. The ever dangerous Brooklyn Boyce up to the dish. First pitch, strike. The potent top of the lineup for these Richland Bombers. Tough to navigate. Ground ball to third. Jimenez is there. Throw to first. That'll end the inning. But not before Richland scores a run on a home run by Jordan Brandon. We head to the top of the 5th. It's Bombers 5, Falcons nothing. You're watching high school softball on SWX.
It's even more confusing.
Top of the 5th, as we... It's a brief conversation in between innings to figure out what was going on. But leading the left for Hanford to be Brooklyn Moss. They'll move to the top of the order with Haley Velasquez and El Cordero. Moss grounded out the 3rd in her only at-bat so far today.
I believe I'm back on. Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, we heard you before.
My power went out.
Well, you're a never-ending source of energy. I don't think that'll be the problem.
Well, I'm sitting right here, Kevin.
First pitch, a strike to Brooklyn Moss. There you see somebody warming up for Hanford. Alana Engelhart. Second pitch up, ball 1-1 the count. Yep, it is Alana Engelhart warming up right now for Hanford. They trail 5-0 here in the 5th. 9 outs to the Falcons' name. And they need at least 5. 2-1 the count after that pitch on Brooklyn Moss. Evans looks in, deals. Low ball 3.
Just low.
7 strikeouts in the night for Allie Evans, including 3 in a row at this point. 3-1. Fouled up. Full count now to Brooklyn Moss, who entered this game hitting .474. And Hanford needs to start getting hits combined. Collecting hits in bunches. You want to try to come back in this one. Very tough, even though Allie Evans is a freshman. Just an extremely talented pitcher. Now ground ball to Boyce at the short. Gets through her feet. And so Brooklyn Moss will be aboard on the air.
That's a rare miss there by Boyce. Just didn't get the glove down in time.
So top of the order, Haley Velasco, 2 for 2 on the night. The second baseman. So Moss will move at first for the Falcons. First pitch is strike. Velasco, slap hitter, leading off. But she is 15 of 25 on the season. Swing and a miss. Moss going to try to steal. They're going to say out, and I think she came off the bag.
Yeah. Well, that was a great throw there by Spaeth. Off her knees, firing one. Just a laser. That was on a rope down to second base there.
So Spaeth throwing out Brooklyn Moss. 1-2 the count now. And you can see her trying to slide around the bag. And then she just comes off. Ground ball to Boyce. Picks it up. Fires the first. Out number 2.
Good patience there by the base umpire. Waiting to see the play all the way through.
That's how you know it's a Will Gately game.
Got something good to say about those umpires?
Commentary on the umpires. El Cordero comes to the dish. He's 0 for 1. Struck out and walked in this game. Pitch. Ground ball right to second. Underhand to first. And that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's Richland 5, Hanford nothing. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Bottom of the 5th, 5-0 Bombers. They'll send Allie Evans, Emily Moore, and Haley Spaeth up to the dish. The freshman pitcher will bat first. She's 0 for 2, but she did get on an error in the first inning, scoring a run. She's also flown out to center field. Nice sweet, 4 strikeouts through her innings of work. Fly ball center field. Moss is there. 1 pitch, 1 away. Bring up Emily Moore. One of the big blows of this contest off the bat of Moore. 2-run double in the first. Hanford was on the brink of getting out of the first inning with only allowing a single run until Moore ripped one into left center. Sweet winds and deals. Ground ball right back to Sweet. Underhand to first. And they're going to foul ball is what they're calling. So it'll be strike 1. It did come off the bat weird.
Yeah, it did.
And that's been from my vantage point, I've got an umpire or a catcher right in my field of view. So I'm not that. No, I usually don't react to that. I usually don't react.
That's what you get talking
And that's
about.
what I get. That is exactly what I get talking about it. You can watch me. Yep, there it is in the background. React and embarrass myself on local TV. Just a bit outside. 1-2 the count now on Emily Moore. Moore has doubled and knocked in 2. Struck out as well in her 2 at-bats. That one well outside, ball 2. Sweet back into the circle. Looks in. And the 2-2. Fouled off. Moore still in there. 5-0 here, bottom of the 5th. Richland freshman pitcher Allie Evans, the primary story of this game, holding a potent Hanford offense off the scoreboard. A foul away. Hanford entered this one 6-0 in MCC play, 8-1 overall. The Richland Bombers 4-0 in MCC play, 7-0 overall. Ball fouled off, another foul, so Moore staying alive. Sweet looks in. 2-2. Off the hands, right to the shortstop Hofstad.
That one
stings
stings the fingertips.
Yeah, that's how I think when I see these torpedo bats I keep talking about. I don't entirely understand why that isn't your general strategy.
Yeah.
Inside corner, inside corner, inside cornering. That thing I would imagine bust right off the hinges. As Haley Spieth comes to the dish, 0 for 2, struck out and was aboard on an error in the first. That pitch inside. The 1-0 from Sweet. Fouled off. Yeah, just looking over the RPIs, which admittedly we are so early in the season still. While we are kind of into the second half, it's still too early for me, at least, to thinking about RPI. Kind of want the full season to play out. But Richland, number 1. I think they have quite the schedule coming up to the Bombers. And they're going to play a non-conference game against Jackson here in a little over a week. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count now on Spaeth. Sweet looking for her first clean inning. Fouled off. No, second clean inning. She did have a 1-2-3 inning in the third. Hanford, by the way, in terms of RPI, 10th on the season. Pitch from Sweet. Popped up. We have Jimenez over at third to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down here in the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th. It is Richland 5, Hanford nothing. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Top of the 6th. Time running out for the Hanford Falcons. Just 6 outs remaining to their name, which is, of course, the great part of baseball. There's no clock that you worry about.
There you go.
They have 6 outs.
Yeah.
Those 6 outs could take 5 minutes. They could take 5 hours, depending on where we... Well, probably won't. They wouldn't let us play that long.
I don't think we'll be here that long, but we do have lights.
Yep, we do have lights. As the sun again finds its way behind some clouds, and Kenzie Hofstad steps to the dish. Hofstad's singled in the third, grounded out in the first. She's 1 for 2. And if you want an offense to get started, you can probably do no better right now for Hanford than Kenzie Hofstad. She fouls that one away. Hofstad followed by Ava Marmon and then Audrey Roberts.
Integral part of the Falcon offense and defense, playing middle infield most of the time.
Yeah, nice up the middle combo. Ava Marmon, who's committed to play college softball. Hofstad at short. Velasco at second. Brooklyn Moss out in center field. You build from the middle out in the world of baseball, and actually really in the middle of the football too. But As that one fouled off right side.
She's got some good bat speed. Sophomore, we're going to be seeing a lot more of her.
Now this Hanford program, they're going to become just a powerhouse. They are kind of already a powerhouse. They've gotten to state in multiple years and should be getting back to state again this year, you would think. This Hanford Falcon program, they're set up for success. A lot of that thanks to the school, Gary Winston, the athletic director, and the softball coach, Mick Hawkinson. Swing and a miss by Hofstad. So one away.
You always love it when you see so many sophomores mixed in with just a few seniors, but seniors passing it on. Only one or two juniors, Heidi, the pitcher, and Velasco.
Bring up Marmon. First pitch, a strike. Marmon 0 for 2. Grounded out to short, grounded out to the pitcher. Outside.
She got a little bit of happy feet on that one. She was taking a hard look at that pitch.
A 1-1 to Marmon. Inside. Ball 2. Certainly looks like Allie Evans. Change up, rise ball, fastball, and maybe a little bit of like a slider curve look to it. Ground ball to third. Picked up there by Brandon. Easy throw to first. 2 away here in the 6th. And again, Allie Evans continuing to hold the Hanford offense at bay.
Pitching in the blood, what I'm seeing for the Evans family. Joel Evans was drafted by the Oakland A's. Pitched at Columbia Basin.
Andre Roberts to the dish. She's walked, struck out. First pitch low and away.
Joel's favorite television show was Sports Center.
As were so many young people back in the day.
ESPN, we had a lot of that on television as we were younger.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Back when SportsCenter was, well, at least in my eyes, far more enjoyable than it is now. But I'm an old man yelling at clouds oftentimes.
Yeah. Eminem was his favorite musician, and Stuart Scott.
Legend. Fouled. And that's why the umpires wear cups.
Yeah.
1-2 the count.
Mike Brown showing he's got moves back there.
Like Jagger?
Yeah. He's singing a little Eminem right now.
Oh, it's higher pitched than that, perhaps.
Smile on his face, always.
Got to make sure he was all good to go, so 1-2 the count now on Roberts. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Richland with a 5-0 lead. Evans winds, deals. Low. Ball 2. Two the count. Evan winds and deals. Swinging it. Strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down here in the 6th for Hanford. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's Richland 5, Falcons 0. You're watching high school softball on SWX. Richland coming to bat, bottom of the 6th. It's 8-9-1 for them. Maddie Etzel, Julia Suarezig, followed by Peyton Chacon. Etzel 0 for 2. She's struck out and flown out to left field. A little bit high there, ball 1.
Nice rise there by Sweet.
For the Falcons, who are going to be down to their final at bat next inning, it'll be Jimenez, Owens, and Sweet. So I believe it's 6, 7, and 8 for them. 6, 7, and 8. Fouled up. 2-1 the count now on Addie Etzel. As the never-ending shifting of sunshine to no sunshine has shifted to no sunshine.
A few drops here and a few drops there.
Popped up. This actually might be something we have to play. Nope. But nice catch there by Marmont. So 1 up, 1 down. I just watched it go up, and I'm like, this actually might be, when I joked about it early on, that there's like one window,
right?
That we might actually have to do something.
Might be that one.
It might be that one. It was about a foot, I think, from potentially being that one. That'll bring up Julia Suarezig. She's singled and struck out in her 2 at-bats. First pitch of ball.
She was looking to slap that one, I think.
Well, she did that in that single. It was just kind of a lean forward slap, line drive base hit to left field. Runs ball 2. Yeah, the old hit 'em where they pitch it.
Right.
You know, there's hit 'em where they ain't or hit it where it's pitched. Either one of those, good strategy when you're up to bat. Popped up. Jimenez able to chase it down at third. Nice play. Nev Jimenez.
Nice
So
job.
2 away. That'll bring up Peyton Chacon, the leadoff hitter, who is 0 for 3, though she was aboard on an error and scored in the first. She's also grounded out to first, and she's rounded out to third. And what was a goofy double play situation.
That it was.
When she was bunting and Suarezig was running, and then the 2 of them met with Coach Joel Evans afterwards to say, wait.
Are our wristbands matching?
1-0 the count to Chacon. Ground ball to short, picked up by Hofstede, throw to first. That'll end the inning. Hanford's last at bat coming up. If you're watching high school or high school softball on SWX. Final at bats for the Hanford Falcons here, unless they can score at least 5. Nev Jimenez will lead things off. She singled and stole a base in the second. She struck out in the 4th. Allie Evans pitching shutout baseball, and the first pitch there, a strike. As the wind comes in, the white petals come down. That one up and in, ball 1.
That one just missing inside. Evans has pitched a heck of a game for a freshman.
Gets to the sign. The 1-1. Low and outside. Ball 2. On deck, Jaden Odens. Fouled up. Count even at 2. With the sun going away, and it seems to be gone now, I think, for the rest of our contest.
Yeah.
It's getting a little chilly out here.
That temperature dropping quick. That ball came right off the fingertips of Spade.
2-2 on Jimenez. Evans winds to the pitch. Ground ball to second. Suarezig collects it, throws to first.
Nice job staying with it there.
1 down. Jaden Owens to the dish. She's 0 for 2, struck out twice.
I haven't looked it up, but you please tell me that Owens is a basketball player.
You know, I don't remember seeing her on the Hanford basketball team, but that could be simply my poor memory. My Swiss cheese memory. Swing and a foul. 0-1.
Anytime I see that kind of height, I gotta make sure they're playing basketball.
Well, you are a basketball coach at heart.
Yes, I am. I love the gym.
0-1 the count on Owens. Pitch by Evans. Popped up. First base side. Suarezig there, can't get to it. Foul ball.
Ball kind of took a weird curve there at the end.
Ball in the wind picks up, and so Owens gets a little bit of a break, has more life here. Coach Joe Evans back out to the mound, having a quick conversation.
I'm going to make sure this one finishes right.
And it could just be simply just shake it off.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you
Got
want
a good lead on the batter.
Yep, take the teaching moments as they come, and you got to feel good about your position in the game. So, on deck, Heidi Sweet, the pitcher. He's also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Beating in the circle broken up, and 0-2 the count now as Jaden Owens will step back in, top of the 7th. Evans looks in. She deals. Rise ball. Oh, good eye there by Owens.
I'm impressed by the velocity of what she has for that rise ball.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Beautiful placement.
8, 9, 10. Had a strikeout number 10 from Allie Sweet. Or sorry, from Allie Evans.
Allie Evans.
Heidi Sweet is the other pitcher. Let's not combine them into a single player.
Hey, it's your story. We're following along here.
Oh, and we're all in a whole heap of trouble. As Heidi Sweet, the batter, fouls the first one off down the third baseline. She represents the final out for Hanford, down to their final outs. Sweet. She can get on here in the 7th. Brooklyn Moss behind her. Low and outside, ball 1. Evans looks in. The 1-1. Ground ball to short. Boyce throws to first. And that'll do it. The Richland Bombers come in. What an effort there by Allie Evans. She goes 7 shutout innings. And it's the Bombers 5, the Falcons nothing. Final thoughts there, before we send it off to what we're going to look up to on SWX next. But final thoughts there, Mr. Gately.
Well, I'm pretty impressed. You know, the Hanford Falcons, they have a ton of opportunity ahead of them. They got an opportunity to come back and see what they can do against the Bombers next time these two teams meet up. But on the other side of it, Evans, a freshman pitcher for the Bombers. What a great game she threw, and I like the poise of the Bombers. You know, there was a couple times where Hanford early, you know, they got 2 runners on quick, and Richland just settled in and continued to do what they do, and were able to power through it. But the Falcons, I love what they have, the opportunity that they have with all the sophomores on their squad. This is going to be a fun squad to watch down the stretch. But congratulations to Coach Evans and the Bomber squad. You know, it's quite a legacy that he's had to come in and follow, and looks like he's doing a heck of a job with it.
Yeah, Richland showing why they're top of the RPI on the season. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming up on SWX. If you'd like to watch a replay of this one, as we had the Richland Bombers posing for the camera. This game will be replayed at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. That is April 13th. The two teams will rematch a couple of days after that. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Zippy Zimmerman and myself will have to man the prep countdown without Jeff Morrow. That happens at 7 on Wednesday. Saturday, it's professional soccer from Spokane, when the Spokane Zephyr play Dallas at 6. Sunday, it's the Spokane Velocity FC against Texoma. That game is at 4. Our next high school broadcast, depending on when they reschedule the Liberty Christian Tri-Cities prep game, we'll announce that when they do. We'll try to broadcast that. But if we can get that in, we'll also have one coming up on April 22nd. Richland Bombers win this one 5-0 behind the impressive arm of Allie Evans. and the right amount of hitting. My thanks to Will Gately, my partner. My thanks to the people in the truck, Matt, Victor, and all the crew back there, and all the folks manning the cameras and making sure that we can broadcast this game. Again, your final score, Richland 5, Hanford nothing. My name is Kevin Rounce. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your night.
Sometimes the